Let's talk Tanya for the 28th of Teves. Yesterday, we mentioned that although moyach shalt alalev, the path of using the mind to influence the feelings of the heart, that is the standard, that is the gold standard in terms of the way the Beinoni, the struggler, should be serving God and the way the struggler overcomes their struggles. But we mentioned that there's a certain type of person for whom moyach shalt alalev, this process won't work. And who is that? So our sages tell us that Harishoim heim b'rishus libam. Rishoim, they are under the control, under the dominion of their hearts. Which means that there are certain people for whom the mind does not control the hearts. To the contrary, the heart controls the mind. The Alter Rebbe qualifies this and says, this is not talking about every Rasha. Because by now we already know that most of us are Rishoim. Because if you don't have a 100% success rate in the areas of thought, speech, and action, then by definition you're a Rasha. The Alter Rebbe says this is talking about Rishoyim be'emes, truly wicked people. Truly wicked people, for them, they are in the clutches of their heart, and the moyach shalt alalev doesn't work. What does that mean? Does that mean they can never do a mitzvah? They can do a mitzvah. But talking about a holistic path, and a path that works for them all the time and in all situations, no. There are going to be situations in which the heart controls the mind. What is the solution for such people? After all, the pasuk Ikarev Elecha Davar Miyoid, the idea that Torah is applicable for everyone, is for them also. But for these people, they can't start with moyach shalt alalev. These people, rather, they need to start with doing tshuva. And what is tshuva? The definition of tshuva is a broken heart. A feeling of breaking the ego. And what I find interesting about this is that it would seem that this is a very interesting parallel to addiction, and also the way that the 12 steps talks about addiction. The definition of addiction is that moyach shalt alalev is not working. The mind does not control the impulses in that area. A person can know that alcohol is dangerous. A person can know that the disease of alcoholism and taking alcohol could be fatal for the person, or any other, whatever the person's drug of choice may be. And the person is literally helpless in being able to control the heart and the impulses in that area. And if you look in the first step of the 12 steps, it talks about that it begins with powerlessness, understanding that I am powerless, understanding that ultimately the power lies in the hands of God. And the same thing over here. When a person reaches a certain area, when we're talking about a person who's truly wicked, it could be a person who's truly wicked in general throughout life, or in a certain area where a person has done a certain behavior repeatedly, and in that area, that person is a Rasha be'emes, and in that area, the person is not moyach shalt alalev. The mind does not control the heart. And to be able to start serving Hashem with moyach shalt alalev, with the mind controlling the heart, requires, it's a bitter medicine. It requires truly the breaking of the ego, a broken heart, and the recognition of how far the person has gone off, recognizing that they are not in control, and it is that shuvah that then allows the person to be able to resume, or sometimes start, the work of Aveda of moyach shalt alalev, of the mind controlling the heart. With this, we've concluded what is called the long way, or the Derech Harucha. The first strategy that the Alter Rebbe gives us to combat the nefesh habahamis, the animal soul, which is using the mind to control the heart, using the mind to actually generate and create emotions, whether full-blown emotions, whether intellectual emotions, and we even now did some troubleshooting. A person for whom moyach shalt alalev does not work, what they have to do first is they have to do teshuvah. Tomorrow, we begin chapter 18 of Tanya, and with that, we begin the second strategy, that which is known as the Derech Kitzara, or the short way, which is the second strategy for defeating and overcoming the animal soul.